Good morning, all. Am I audible?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
Yes, ma'am.
morning. Okay. So, tomorrow who is going to give seminar? Vaishnavi, Vaishnavi Mole, and who else is there? Let me check. Today is 23. Basant, Vaishnavi, and Rashmi. Okay. So, all the best, Basant, Rashmi, and Vaishnavi for tomorrow's seminar. So, let's start with our lecture. Yesterday we have seen. Shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So, see, we have seen one framework which is related to project control. So that I'll show you again. So this is importance of monitoring and tracking. So as you know that without monitoring and control, you cannot able to identify the difference between the plant and the actual things, right? So it's very necessary to monitor your project uh, timely, or you will have to set the checkpoints, you will have to set the milestone, and you will have to continuously review the progress status of your project. So this importance of tracking and monitoring, see, make sure the project can be delivered on time and within budget. So this is time factor, and the budget factor is very important. As your project is get delayed, it means if it is going to take more than estimated time, then obviously it will affect on the budget. Your budget will be go on increasing. So that's why it is written over here. If you have monitor, and after monitoring, if you have taken a remedial action, then this can be avoided, so that means project late delivery of the project can be avoided, so it can be get delivered on time and within the estimated budget. So again here is of good quality. So whatever the development process is going on, if a continuous monitoring is there, then a quality control check can be achieved through this monitoring process. And again, we will have to check continuously whether it meets the client's need. Whatever the project you're going to develop is for the client, obviously, and you will have to see regularly whether it is achieving or whether it is meeting the client's need. So that's why this tracking and monitoring is important. Now, what can go wrong in product? Product, it means the software, the end product, which are going to deliver to the client side. So what can go wrong in that particular product? So it can be inadequate functionality of a product can be there, which is related to the software requirement specification. So whatever the requirement is there, as per that requirement, the functionality of the software, if it is not there, then it is said that it is inadequate functionality of a product is there. If you are not, if you have not well understood the requirement of the customer, so you cannot provide him the product of uh, the quality and the functionality which actually the client is expecting. Poor quality of product, which is related to the quality management. As I said, tracking and monitoring will allow you to keep your product of good quality. It's continuously monitor, checks the quality of the product, also helps you to check the quality of the product also. So a quality management again will require the monitoring review techniques. Late delivery of the product, overly exceeding the budget. So it is sometime it may happen that uh, due to a certain critical activity, your project cannot be get delivered on time, and hence it can exceed the budget. So these thing can be there. So your product, your software, in your software, the things which can go wrong are may get late due to critical activity, and due to the late delivery may exceed the budget, and as cannot be get completed within time, increasing budget. So it may happen that poor quality of the product can be get produced. And lastly, if you have not well understood the requirement of the customer, so it may possible that you could not able to meet the customer's requirement. So these four things can go wrong in your product, and all the four things can be corrected using tracking, monitoring, and controlling like thing in the software development through the software development process. Now see here, planning, tracking, and monitoring. So what actually the planning is? So know where we want to go. Let, so first you do a planning. So its meaning, simple meaning is we decide where we want to go, right? So that's related to the planning. Tracking, know where we are. We are tracking ourselves. It means we have decided that we have to go to this particular means we have to complete the project with these functionality. So this is the planning. So these let's say 1 2 3 4, these are the 5 functionalities, and 5 should be there in the project. So that is the planning. And tracking means where we are continuously seeing whether that whatever the functionality we have planned to be there in the project, or we are trying to implement in the project, so whether they are get implemented and where we are, at what stage we are. So that is tracking. Monitoring, how to go from where we are to where we want to go. So as we have already seen, the monitoring is the comparison. By monitoring, you can compare between the actual and the planned activity, or the planned things, whatever you have planned. So you can compare the planned things with the actual things. So see here, tracking is nothing but finding out what is happening, need a plan and schedule, and to collect the data. So tracking is the thing which is nothing but finding out what is happening, need a plan and schedule. So it's need a plan and the schedule. Schedule means the time actually, and it is to collect the data. You will have to collect the data. See here, monitoring, comparing, as we have already know, comparing the current status with the target, with the plan things, need a plan, schedule, and collect data, collected data. So here, whatever you have prepared a plan for each activity, and whatever the schedule, estimated schedule, so that you will need, and the data related to that activity that you will need while comparing the status with the target. To exercise to to exercise control over the project, to ensure targets are met, to devise contingency plans. So, monitoring, as we have seen, how monitoring can help us, that we have already discussed, so that today I'll not go more in detail. The framework also we have seen. Initial plan we have, then monitoring process start, then we go on checking whether it has meet the customer need or not. If not, then again we take a remedial action, and again we collect the data, and again we compare. That diagram we have already seen. So here same way, but the wordings are different. Publish initial plan, monitor the progress, project completed, we are going to check. If not, then again we have to monitor the progress, we have to revise the plan, we have to take the remedial action. And then see here, same thing, take a remedial action, publish device plan, gather information, compare progress with the target, check whether it is satisfied or not. If not, then take again remedial action, publish review plan, gather the information, compare and check whether it is satisfied. If satisfied, then we will stop, right? So that's this diagram we have already discussed in yesterday's lecture. So I'll not go more detail, more detail. See, tracking the performance is nothing but setting the checkpoints and collecting the data. So as we have seen, the tracking is to know where we are, right? Then the checkpoints. So based on the regular time interval, checkpoints can be set weekly, monthly, or quarterly, and it's depend on what to check and how to. So checkpoints is of again the choice of that member of project development team when they have to set the checkpoints, or when they have to regularly monitor their progress of the project. So that may be weekly, monthly, or quarterly, right? So as you know that whenever your project is assigned to you, so review is arranged. So twice in a week review is arranged. It is just to check whatever the initial plan you have submitted, as per that plan, uh, is your development process is going on, is it is on the right track, just in order to check that reviews are arranged, right? And if not, then remedial action is suggested to you, so that if you got a distract, or if you are going in a wrong way, so you can correct uh, yourself, and can be there, can be keep your project on the right track. Secondly, see, it is totally based on the event. So this checkpoint can be set at the end of each activity and in the middle of a critical activity. So checkpoints is based on the regular time intervals. So time interval can be set either monthly, weekly, or quarterly, and it is based on the event, based on regular time interval, and based on the particular event. The checkpoints are set. So particular event, it means it may be at the end of the activity, each activity, or in the middle of the critical activity. And these checkpoints should set before the plan was published. Right? You will have to set the checkpoint before the detailed plan of your project is get published. So it makes sure everyone knows when and what the checkpoints are. So if it is known in advance when and what the checkpoints are, the people, uh, the team member for working on that particular activity, uh, they have a what we can say the target, and within that target they are trying, they will try to complete their work as if they are priorly knowing about the checkpoints, right? So when the review is there, and up to that time limit, what thing they have to done, or what up to means what particular task uh, they will have to complete, what kind of task or what kind of, if your project is divided into the module, so they have a target. Yes, there is a review after 2 weeks, so I'll have to be done with this module. So the targets, it helps to set the targets, and accordingly work in their efforts, whatever the work they are doing and whatever the efforts they are taking. So their efforts are directed towards the achievement of the target. And the next important thing here is collecting the data. Now, see here, whenever reviews are arranged, and see, this we have seen that the monitoring is just comparing actual, the plan thing with the actual. So you have a plan with you, which you have to be submitted prior to begin the actual software development process. So regularly, your checkpoints can be set based on a particular time interval, or it can be set based on a event. So whenever the checkpoints are there, whenever the monitoring and controlling process is going to happen on a time interval basis or on a event basis, then you will have to collect the data. Now collect the data means what? The partial completion report and the risk report. So these two kinds of data you will need for carrying out these activities. So partial completion report is what? This report indicate the work done by the individual and the time spent on the work. It means it's deal with the assessing the work of the team member. Let's say the developer. This partial completion report is nothing but assessing the work of the developer. So it indicates the work done by that particular developer, individual, and the time spent on the work. So it is a one type of analysis of the team member, of the employee, of the staff म्हणा किंवा developer म्हणा, anything you can say. Now, the optional items, what are the optional items in that, in this particular report? Likelihood of falling to complete the task by the scheduled date and estimated time of completion. So these two items can be optional one. So here actually the is work of the developer is monitored. How? What this particular report contains, this completion report. Partial completion report is related to the activity, whatever the activity is assigned to that particular uh, software developer or the team member. That activity, designing activity, coding, testing, controlling, then analysis, the particular analysis there, then so whatever the work he has done, and actually it's deal with the amount of time spent on that particular work. So this is a partial completion report. Again, it is compared with the planned one. So whenever you have to compare the actual with the plan, so at that time you will require this kind of report. So see here, this is an example of partial completion report. This is a timesheet. So the staff name is written over here and week ending. So as I said, checkpoints are set timely. Timely means based on the time, that is quarterly, weekly, or monthly can be set. It is based on the activity after completion of activity or in the middle of the critical activity. The checkpoints are set, and this is the partial completion report of a software development member or team member, or here it is written the staff. Rechargeable hours, see here project code is written. This particular employee or this particular person is working on the project P20 and P35. This is a project code. See here the actual code is written. Description: code mode A7 and testing mode B8. The person is responsible for generating a code for module A7, and he is in the second project he is responsible for testing the module B8. As I said, your project is break down into the several activities, and further that activities can be get breakdown into the module. The time spent is mentioned here. So for coding he has taken 24 hours, and for testing he has taken the 12 hours, and the work done in percentage is mentioned in the next column. So 90% work is done, and while testing only 30% work is done. Schedule date and estimated dates, these are the two columns. So see here 1699 and 25 2599. It means uh, so a schedule date is 1/6, it means the June 1st June 1999, and what was the estimated date? It was 20 May 1999, right? And for the P35 project P35, the schedule date was 24th June, and estimated date is also the same, 24th June. So whatever the schedule and whatever the estimated, both are the same here. So non-rechargeable hours she mentioned here. So this how the worksheet means partial completion report is get produced. So which project is assigned, project code, project work description, total hours spent, the percent of work done, schedule date and estimated date. So these things are get provided or mentioned in this particular partial completion report. Second, a risk report is generated, so which indicate uh, what risk is involved or the likelihood of meeting the scheduled target date. Means instead of asking the estimated completion date, so this, as you know that some risks are already known and some risks are uncertain. So there is a lot of uncertainty involved in the risk. You cannot predict what kind of risk will be there in your project, and if such a kind of unpredictable risk arises, then how you are able to handle those types of risks is totally depend on the skill of the person or the higher authority which is responsible for providing the guidance, support, and the motivation part. So that is depend on how you are going to handle it. So that in that particular critical situation, what kind of resources you plan or you could able to arrange in order to overcome that risk, it's totally depend on what remedial action you take place. It totally depend on it, and obviously it will affect the budget of the project. So this use the traffic light method. This is one of the method which is used for generating the this risk reporting. See what actually this traffic light method is there, which is used for generation of the risk report. This is for assessing a product. It identify the key element, break them into smaller components, and assess each component by green. It means it is on a target. Amber, not on a target but recoverable, and red is not on a target and recoverable only with difficulty. As I said, some risk can be easily overcome and some cannot be get easily overcome. More time you will have to spend, and the uh, more number of resources you will have to arrange in order to overcome that risk. So this traffic light method, as you know that the traffic light means signal, three lights are there: green, red, and uh, yellow, right? So as you know that if red is there, you will have to stop. If green is there, you are going, and if yellow is there, then it's the wet, right? So likewise here, this traffic light method is used for generating the risk report. Here the color code are used. So green color shows that there is no risk. So whatever the activity or whatever the task you are carrying out, it is on the right track. It is on a target. Amber color means that yellowish color shows that not on a target but can be recoverable. And red is means not on a target and recoverable only with the difficulty. Means it is hard to recover, right? So these color code are used. So that's why it is called as a traffic light method. This is for generating the risk reporting. See here, assess the key level element based on the assessment of their components. Assess the overall product based on the assessment. See key elements and their components. Your project is divided into activity further divided into model, and whatever the key elements are there in that particular model are get identified, and further they are get break down into the smaller component, and then only the assessment is happen in the project. So here for example, this is activity assessment sheet which is generated using the traffic light method. See here, the week number are given and activity summary is given. So whatever the activity is there, so name of the activity here is code and test module A. So what is the activity? Coding and testing the module A of a particular project. Here let's say project number is XYZ and project name is PQRST, whatever it may be. So number of weeks are written here: 13, 14, 15, and 16, and activity summary is generated. So GAR, you could able to see here the GAR. So G means on a target, A means not on a target but recoverable, and R means not on a target and can be recoverable with the difficulty. So here with the help of color code, the coding and testing module A activity risk report is generated, and the components see here, the module is get further divided into the component. What are the components see here? Screen handling procedure, file updating, completion, run test data. So whatever the activity are there in the module A are treated as a component, and for each component again the week wise the risk report is generated, and the risk report is using traffic light method. So here GGA, you could able to see in file updating component GAR. It means in the 13 week, G means green, it was on a target. In the 14th week, it is the color is changes here. A, it means not on a target but can be recoverable, it means certain risks are there. And in the 15 weeks, lot of risk are get involved, lot of uncertain risks are come in picture, so that it enters into the phase of not recover, not on a target, and can be recoverable with the difficulty, right? So for the run test data, see here, in the 13th week, it was on a target. In the 14th, it was not on a target, but can be recoverable, and same status is there in the 15th week also. So color code are used for the module, and this is the activity assessment sheet, for example. Are you getting it? Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So no rocket science is here. Very simple. Which color code are used to indicate whether it is on a right track or not. Right track, it means whether it is on a target or not. If not, then again the two categories. Whether it is recoverable or whether it is recoverable, but is there any difficulty involved? So likewise the color code are used here. So monitoring the progress, see here, it need to monitor the time and it need to monitor the cost. As I already said, the time and the cost both are related with each other. As time will increase, cost will increase. It means the budget will increase. Monitoring the time means, see here, tools for visualizing the progress. Here, in order to monitor the progress of your project, certain tools, certain visualization techniques are used. And what are that? See here, presenting the collected data in a way that it is easy to understand. See, we use visualization technique for what purpose? Visualization technique are used uh, to see the process, to see the progress, and in a pictorial form. We plot a certain graphs and all that thing. So as I said, the picture talks more than the words. So instead of writing the paragraph or generating the progress report in paras, so here certain visualizing aids, visualization techniques are used. And as you know that the visualization techniques means drawing graphs and charts, right? So they are used for, in order to get the better understanding of the progress of the project. So it helps to easily identify the problem, activities or areas that need to be taken care of, right? So the visualization, uh, various tools are used to monitor the progress, and this is nothing but the presenting the collected data in a way that is very easy to understand. And why these visualization tools are used? Why? Because it helps us to identify the areas where we have to concentrate more, and we have to take a more care for that particular areas or activities. So see here, the visualization techniques which are used, the Gantt chart. This is the static picture showing the current progress of the project. That Gantt chart, we have seen that horizontal bars are used to show the progress of the that particular activity or the module weekly. And the second is the timeline. So the Gantt chart and the timeline, these are the two visualization techniques which help us to understand the project using the graphs. The timeline is what? A dynamic picture showing the progress of the project and how the project has changed throughout the time. So we'll see an example of this. The Gantt chart, an activity bar chart. We have already studied about the Gantt chart. So activities, their schedule dates and the duration are drawn or are shown using that horizontal bar. The reported progress of the activities, and today cursor is also shown. So this graph already we have seen here. The horizontal 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, J, this, that. All these are the week, and today it means, for example, let's suppose it is shown here, vertical line is shown, that is uh, up to this particular week, what is the actual progress. And see here, module wise, a horizontal bar is get displayed in a color, in a purple color, module F, module C, and the names are written. Kelvin is, this is a staff which is working on the module F. Paul is a staff which is working on the module C. Peter working on the module B. Zubel working on the module A. And the color, the purple color shows the completed, means the duration when that particular module is get completed. And the hollow rectangle shows the schedule one. So see here, we can clearly observe here that module F is started uh, week after week number 13 and prior to 14, and it is get completed on the on week number 16, right? Means prior to starting of the week number 17. And we can see here the Paul has completed the module C. It is started in the 12th week. We can say it is started in the 12th week, and it is get it completed in the middle of the 17th and the 18th week, right? And the Peter has started in the 15th week, and it is completed itself in the 15th week also itself. And the scheduled time was 18th week. So before the scheduled time, the activities are completed, right? See here the slip chart. Nothing is difference here. See here, here up to in the 17th week the progress was monitored, and before 17 weeks whatever the activities are get completed and which are exceeding the today's date, that is 17th week, so that are drawn using this slip chart. Next is the timeline, a plot of the elapsed time against the planned time of the activities, indicating, means whatever you have provided the estimated schedule for that particular activity. Let's say if you have provided the schedule like this certain activity will be get completed in 2 weeks, and if it is exceeding that 2 weeks period, estimated time period, so the target that is get shown using this timeline, the actual progress of the activities, and the reschedule activities by the end of the each week. So if it is not going to be completed, you will have to reschedule it. So we will see this diagram. See here, on along the x-axis, planned time in a week it is mentioned, and on the y-axis, the actual time in a week number it is mentioned. And the lines, blue, purple lines are used to show the jobs, job 1, job 2, job 3, and job 4. Four jobs are shown on this timeline. So timeline chart at week 7 it is produced. So we can clearly see here, after 2 weeks period and prior, it means in a second week prior to begin the third week, activity which is shown in this sea green color, that is job 1 is this particular activity, job 1 is this. And uh, here in the purple color which actually job 4 is shown. And see here, slanting lines you could able to observe here for the purple line, next the green, and for the blue line, right? It means that they are get replan. A straight line is there, no need to replan. So it is started and it is completed. See, this line is drawn here, uh, slanting line is drawn, means this is joining these 2 points. So no slanting line is there, straight line is there. This is completed timely, And see here, a rescheduling is done. That's why a slant line is displayed over here. So this is the timeline. It can show the slippage of the activities through the life of the project. See here, this slant line, it means slippage of the project. It means rescheduling of the project. दिसतंय? ह्या पहिल्या लाईनला दिसत नाहीये, पण ह्या पर्पलला, ह्या ग्रीनिश ब्लूइश काय कलर आहे तो, आणि ह्या ब्लू लाईनला स्लिपेज लाईन दिसत बघा, स्लांट. ऍक्टिव्हिटी स्टार्ट झाली, इथून ती स्लिप आउट झाली, आणि मग देन स्ट्रेट वे कम्प्लिशन कडे लीड झाली. इथून स्टार्ट झाली, पुन्हा स्लिप आउट झाली. Then again, for a few week period, progress was okay. Again, it is get slip out. Again, the progress is okay. Again, get slip out. Got this? Slanting line म्हणजे slip out show करताय. Slippage of the activities through the life of the project. It helped to analyze and understand the trend and the reason for the change. Slippage means actually a change is done, a replanning is done, the rescheduling of the activity is done. Okay, so it shows that only. So it help us to analyze and understand the trend and the reason for the change, and to avoid the slippage in the future project. So this particular timeline chart can be case study for the upcoming project. So wherever the slippage is there, so how to avoid this particular slippage, that action can be taken place. Okay, so it will be act as a case study, and by studying this particular slippage graph, timeline graph, नेक्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट मध्ये ह्या चुका टाळता येतील. गॉट इज? इट help to avoid the slippage in the future. Got this timeline? Got this? Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me summarize whatever we have learned today, then we will stop. Meanwhile, I'll post the question for your attendance. Today we have seen the data collection technique. Already the few things we have already studied, like what is monitoring and all, and how it helps, that we have seen. Today a new thing that we have seen, the method for collecting the data. So data collection we have seen, how to collect the data, what are the method we have seen. Yes, nobody? Data collectionच्या कुठल्या दोन मेथड पाहिल्यात? Data collection means what? In order to carry out that monitoring task, म्हणजेच comparing जेव्हा करायचं आहे actual with the target, कुठला डेटा लागतो तुम्हाला? म्हणजे डेटा कलेक्ट करायला लागतो ना, आणि मग डेटा कुठल्या वेने कलेक्ट करा? टू टेक्निक्स आहेत ना, टू रिपोर्ट्स आहेत. कुठले कुठले? रिस्क रिपोर्ट आणि दुसरा कुठला रिपोर्ट? रिस्क रिपोर्ट आणि पहिला कुठला रिपोर्ट सांगितला होता मी तुम्हाला? दोन रिपोर्ट जनरेट कराल ना तुम्ही. रिस्क रिपोर्ट आणि कुठला होता दुसरा? अरे बोला, होतात ना क्लासमध्ये. See, I have posted a question. Mark your attendance. See, let's me revise once again. दोन रिपोर्ट डेट कलेक्टिंग, हे तर आपण ऑलरेडी बघितलंय. चेक पॉइंट पण काल बघितला होता. हे फ्रेमवर्क पण बघितलं, मॉनिटरिंगचं फ्रेमवर्क काय, दॅट वी हॅव ऑलरेडी स्टडी. चेक पॉइंट्स रेग्युलर टाइम इंटरवलवर बेस असतात किंवा ऍक्टिव्हिटी बेस असतात. टाइम इंटरवल इट मीन्स मंथली, वीकली, क्वार्टरली, आणि ऍक्टिव्हिटी म्हणजे ऍट दी एंड ऑफ ऍक्टिव्हिटी की मिडल ऑफ द ऍक्टिव्हिटी. अँड चेक पॉइंट काय हेल्प करतात? प्रोग्रेस मॉनिटर करायला हेल्प करतात, राईट. आणि चेक पॉइंट जर आधी माहिती असेल तर ऑब्व्हियसली जो कोणी स्टाफ आहे, जो कोणी डेव्हलपर आहे, तो त्याचं काम, त्याला एक टार्गेट सेट केलेलं असेल आणि तो त्याचं काम तेवढ्या वेळेत पूर्ण करायचा प्रयत्न करेल. अँड वेन एव्हर आता मॉनिटरिंग करायचंय, कंट्रोलिंग करायचंय प्रोजेक्टचं, So you will need a report. So दोन रिपोर्ट लागतात, पार्शल कम्प्लिशन रिपोर्ट आणि रिस्क रिपोर्ट. सो पार्शल कम्प्लिशन रिपोर्ट काय डिनोट करतो किंवा काय इंडिकेट करतो, त्या स्टाफचं वर्क, indicate the work done by that particular staff and the time spent by that staff for doing that particular work, right? हे partial completion report आहे. आणि risk report काय indicate करतं, indicate the likelihood of meeting the scheduled target date. ठीक आहे, म्हणजे वॉट एव्हर तुम्ही टार्गेट डेट ठरवली आहे ती ऍक्टिव्हिटी कम्प्लीट करायची, तर ती अचीव होऊ शकते की नाही होऊ शकत. आणि नाही होऊ शकत इट मीन्स रिस्क इज इन्व्हॉल्ड, राईट? आणि होऊ शकते म्हणजेच काय, रिस्क काहीच नव्हती म्हणून ती टार्गेटेड डेटला कम्प्लीट झाली. मग रिस्क रिपोर्टिंग करण्यासाठी ट्रॅफिक लाईट मेथड वापरतात. ग्रीन, अंबर अँड रेड कलरने हा ग्राफ प्लॉट केला जातो. आणि सी हिअर द वर्क means the activity progress is monitored using this traffic light method. Then we have seen the data collection नंतर monitoring the time, म्हणजे प्रोजेक्ट ड्युरेशन म्हणजे प्रोजेक्ट कम्प्लिशन हे टोटली बेस प्रोजेक्ट म्हणजे ऍक्टिव्हिटी अगेन फर्दर डिवायडेड इंटू मॉड्यूल फर्दर डिवायडेड इंटू द कंपोनंट्स. मग तुम्हाला जर प्रोग्रेस मॉनिटर करायचा आहे, टाइमली प्रोडक्ट डिलिव्हर करायचं आहे, तर यू विल हॅव टू मॉनिटर द टाइम. अँड इट्स टूल्स आर यूज, व्हिज्युअलायझिंग tools are used which help us to monitor the progress of that particular activity. Gantt chart आणि timeline, these two graphs are used. So Gantt chart तुम्हाला माहिती, activities, their schedule dates and duration are plot. So this is the example of the Gantt chart. And the slip chart, it means it shows की तो टाइमली कंप्लीट झाला आहे की एक्सीड झालेला आहे. ठीक आहे. अँड द टाइमलाईन, this is the timeline, and using this timeline, this particular timeline of a one project can be become a case study or can become a guideline for the next project. जिथे स्लिपेज आहे म्हणजे जिथे रिशेड्युलिंग करायला लागलं, रिप्लॅनिंग करायला लागलं, तर त्या स्टेजेस नेक्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट मध्ये येऊ नये याच्यासाठी म्हणजे हा एक केस स्टडी ठरू शकतो. आणि जिथे जिथे स्लिपेज दिसत आहे तर ते स्लिपेज अवॉइड करायला पुढच्या वेळेला म्हणजे पुढच्या प्रोजेक्टमध्ये ते स्लिपेज येऊ नये याच्यासाठी तुम्हाला ते हेल्पफुल ठरू शकतात. स्लिपेज म्हणजे रिशेड्युलिंग, रिप्लॅनिंग. आणि रिशेड्युलिंग आणि रिप्लॅनिंग कशासाठी होतं, जर रिस्क इन्व्हॉल्व असेल तर मग कदाचित तुम्हाला ओव्हरकम होणार नसेल तर अगेन रिशेड्यूल किंवा रिप्लॅनिंग करून ते टास्क कम्प्लीट करायला लागतं. गॉट दिस? सो दिस वी हॅव सीन. I hope all of you have understood it, isn't it? Have you understood it? Data collection and visualization. Understood? Yes or no? Am I audible? Okay, Prasannajit written yes. Okay. Thank you all of you. Today we will stop here. You may leave the meeting.